Hi, this is Anna from Separation to Wholeness, and we're talking about relationships and how do you communicate a lot more clearer and concisely and from a really strong power base so that you can encourage really fruitful relationships and more loving relationships. Firstly, I want to clarify what I refer to when I say coming from your place of power or your power base. That's an internal resource that you have, and it's being able to connect with that internal resource of everything that you get to know about who you are, what you desire, what you want, and what you choose to have in your world, and that you express that from a really loving, non-judgmental place. So your power base is both understanding who you are and then being able to communicate that with no judgment and no need to fix anything, and definitely no desire at all by making another person wrong. So we've talked about the point of vulnerability and sharing from that vulnerability without doing any healing, and the result of that can not work in your favor. And my recommendation was that you actually zipped sharing from that place of vulnerability until you became a lot clearer on what it was that you wanted to communicate without the need to get that response from the other person in a way that you were going to feel heard. That's super, super important. Secondly, it's something that I got from Brené Brown when I've been following, reading her books and following some of her work. And Brené Brown talks about, not sharing your struggles with people until you are independent of their reaction. Because when we are dependent on the reaction of someone else, wanting it to go our way, then what it does is it pulls us back into the story, and we were talking about that in the last video. So how do you become independent of the reaction of somebody else that will engage your healing? And the key is also always coming back to understanding where it is that you're coming from and understanding what is the story that you have invented over a long period of time, often from childhood, that keeps playing and replaying, that is creating angst in relationships. So how do you know what the story is, and how do you know that it's actually playing out as a reality? There's a very, very simple way of knowing is when you're expressing yourself. If you are not in a place where you're feeling really centered, feeling like you're in your power base, feel no need to judge or to fix, then you are actually in your authentic self. When you are feeling angstful, when you are feeling afraid, when you're feeling uncertain, then there is something else that is pushing you forward into a communication that I can tell you is not going to go as you would like to. So the key is always understanding awareness. It's understanding what is in the way for you and how do you actually to rectify that in a way that's going to give you a lot more fruitful relationships. And that is the work of the enhanced awareness process. So stay tuned. I'll be posting something very shortly about a process for you to follow, and you can download that if you would like to. So I hope that's really helpful, and as always, stay well, stay clear, and be aware of who is actually communicating when you're communicating. All right, talk again soon. Bye.